But let's take it right back to where you first started, your influences.
Well, my influences in the early days were probably jungle, a bit of hip hop, definitely garage as well. And the way I got into dubstep was basically kind of almost listening and combining the both all together, all of them all together. And I started playing jungle when I was about 14, and then started playing a bit of garage because I met up with my mate Walsh, who was one of the only DJs at my school. And he was playing garage, so I was playing a bit of jungle, he was playing garage, done a few tape swaps and that. And then at one point I was buying garage and jungle at the same time, drum and bass, and I had no money, mate. I was skint, man. I was spending all the pocket money on records. So it got stupid, but it got to the stage where I wanted to kind of bring both into my set. But because of the tempo changes, it was like I'd play a bit of this here, a bit of that there. And then I got my first radio show on Delight FM back in the day. And that was, I can't even remember when that was, around sort of 2000 I think it was. And I started playing garage in there, and then a little bit of drum and bass jungle at the end of my show. So yeah, I just did that, and then got onto Rinse, and then Rinse blew me up. Yeah, Rinse blew me up big time. Did Forward, DMZ, all them big dances, and just saw it all grow from the start, really, man.
So you said that you've been a DJ from the very first, from the offset. So when did you get when did you become the transition where you...
When I started producing, I think I started well, the thing is I actually was interested in making beats like way back, like when I first started like buying records and stuff.
What was that, jungle?
Yeah, well my mate Bluesy, he's from Cool FM, and we went to school together, and he was making tunes back then, and I said to him like, I want to make tunes, so he goes, alright, he sorted me out like, a link for a decent computer, right, a decent PC with sound card and all that stuff, Cubase and all that. And I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was so young, I didn't have a Scooby what was going on. So I allowed it for ages. And then I always did a bit of graphic design. So I went to uni and all the rest of it. But when I was at college, I bought a Mac. And then I got Reason on my Mac, and that's how I started making tunes. My main tunes that I made early back in the day, like Square Off and The World Melts and all them sort of well old tunes, I made on Reason, basically. And that's how I kind of learned what I was doing through Reason, because Reason's quite easy to use. And it was a good start for me. I mean, now I use Logic, but back then I was using Reason, and yeah, it's good, man. Do you know what I mean? Got a little sound out of it.
Technology.
What was your first like main track where you thought to yourself, wow, I'm actually really good at this?
I don't know really, it was a madness. I've never been someone who's made shitloads of tracks. I only make like a few tracks at a time, and like, I mean, one year I think I made about 4 or 5 tunes. They were my first tunes. They were Square Off, World Melts, Ghetto You, Hacksaw, all around that sort of Tolerance, all around that sort of time. And every tune I made, the early dubstep, sort of two-steppy dubstep. And well, no, yeah, it was the grimy sort of thing, because it was round about the time where like garage sort of like was in the mainstream, and it started getting like people started hating against it, and it dropped down and it sort of split up into it split up. There was a load of shit like commercial releases, and the scene kind of got split up. There was the more grime like MC focused stuff, like Wiley doing Eskimo and all them tunes, which I loved all that stuff. Do you know what I mean? And then there was like the dubsteppy people like Zed Bias and Horsepower and LB and those kind of guys. So there was kind of like breaking up into different sections. There was 4/4 stuff, and then there was the commercial stuff. So basically what happened, I was always more into the kind of like W, jungly, drum and bassy sounding stuff. So that two-steppy stuff was the route that I followed. And I kind of always liked a bit of grime and that as well, so I brought that together in the production that I was doing. So it was kind of like a grimy dubstep version, you know?
Right. So that's where you thought yourself, you've got your own style. Like, you can
it was a merge of different sounds, you know what I mean, together. And you can hear that in my sets even now. There's a bit of jungle in there, and there's a bit of hardcore, there's a bit of like two-step, everything. I think even like Crack House is the new thing I like as well. The thing that Sync's got on the go at the moment. I'm really feeling that, and I've been playing a bit of that in my set as well.
The thing is that the notice with DJs, because I've been a DJ myself as well. I've noticed where the DJs now where I came from, you just play drum and bass, jungle. Yeah, because I remember those days. Yeah, see that back then it was like that was the time when I was buying jungle and buying like garage, because it was like at that time people were like, oh, you only like jungle, I only like garage, I only like drum and bass and stuff like that, and it was very like segregated into different groups of genres. You know what I mean? But I always liked a bit of everything. So like for me, when I was doing the 140, it was like you could bring everything into that speed, like, and that was why I think it suited me so well, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Talk a bit about the equipment that you use.
Okay.
Like you already said, you mentioned Cubase, Reason,
well, I mean, yeah, Cubase I was just rubbish at. I didn't know what I was doing. So when I got to Reason, that's how I started learning it, and then I moved to Logic. And I mean, I've moved to Logic in the last couple of years, and I love it, man. Yeah, the sound you can get out of that is so sick, man. You know what I mean? And like, I still use Reason, but I rewire it or bounce bits, chuck it into there sort of thing.
Do you find Reason's better for the drums, or?
No. I think I prefer sort of layering up my drums in Logic, but like in Reason, I prefer using some of the synths and stuff. They're quite easy to use. I know my way around them. Do you know what I mean? I can get a sound and then use some of the effects in Logic and stuff and put them on top.
So you like to say you don't really use Cubase, or are you a massive fan of Massive?
I've made a tune on it, but yeah, I've used all the native instrument stuff like Massive and all that stuff. It's cool, man. I like all that. The good thing is about Logic is you can put loads of plugins in there and mess about with the plugins, and that's what I like doing, man. I've used a bit of hardware. I've done a couple of tunes with different people. Like worked on a tune with J Sweet and just done a remix of Wiley's tune that's in the chart at the moment. You know, Never Be a Woman. That shit that's out in the charts in a minute. Me and J Sweet done a mix of that, and we did that in a hardware studio. But I couldn't believe how long it takes to do stuff in a hardware studio. Man. It sounded sick. It sounds sick, but like it just took us ages, and you have to say certain things in a certain way, and it was mad. So I am more of a software man myself, but like I do like using stuff that can really like fatten the sound and make it sound sick.
I think with the software that we get now, it's more digitally orientated, where
a lot of the sound that you hear at the moment is very, very digital sounding. I do like the analog warm sound. That's why I like cutting to dubplate, because you get that kind of analog warm sound. And I definitely like using like a bit of the hardware stuff to like tweak stuff up. I mean, I've been working with Lemon D in the moment. Nice. We're on a project in a minute, which we've got under a new name that will come out, but I'm not going to say it because I want to see if anyone clocks who it is. You know?